Hi, and welcome to Wisdom from the Angels. Hi, my name is Carolyn. Welcome to the channel. This is the channel where we get angelic spiritual messages. I hope everyone out there is safe, happy, and healthy. Before we get started, everything you need to know about me is in the box below. How to reach me, my website for if there are freebies on there and for more information. I do offer angel card readings and I use oracle cards and tarot cards for guidance and support. And I also do energy healing sessions. So if you're interested, send me an email and I keep it real simple. The email address is down below, but it is also wisdomfromtheangels@gmail.com. So again, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it so that you'll get email notifications of new videos. If you're returning, I am so grateful and thankful for each and every one of you. Don't forget, give me a thumbs up and share this with someone who may need an uplifting message today. All right, so let me go ahead and get into the high vibe reading. But first, let's clear the air around us, okay? All righty. Wonderful. Now let's invite in our spiritual teams and the angels. Let me use Tiger's Eye today. I'm drawn to use Tiger's Eye and an amethyst pyramid. Okay, it has Reiki symbols on it because I'm a Reiki master. Alrighty. Angels, please accept my heart-link invitation and join your energy with mine. Surround us, guide us, support us, and bring in the messages that are for the highest healing and highest good of all. Bring in the archangels, bring in the energy of our own guardian angels, bring in the energy of our own personal spiritual teams, bring in the energies of our ancestors, bring in the energies of all benevolent beings from all galaxies, and bring in the energy of all that are supportive of each and every one of us. And right now we want to thank Mother Earth, we want to thank Father Sky, and we want to give grace and gratitude to the universe by saying thank you, 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 thank you. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the reading. This is the high vibe reading for the week, and we're first going to pick the energy of a high vibe reading for this week. Interesting. Some of the cards, some of the cards are face up, some of the cards are face down. Okay, Carolyn. Don't know where my mind was when I did put this deck out, but let's go ahead and get started, okay? I hope everybody's healthy and doing well. And yes, we are now officially in Virgo season. Happy birthday to all the Virgos out there. I'm a Virgo. My birthday is at the end of the Virgo season, but nonetheless, I am a Virgo. I am a cusp. I'm a Virgo Libra cusp. And I always wondered why some people said, you're not a typical Virgo. And I was like, what do you mean I'm not a typical Virgo? I'm a Virgo. And they're like, And then I found out from an astrologist that I was on the cusp. What does a cusp mean? It means that you take on the characteristics of both signs. So I always like to go the pretty route or the beautiful route to get somewhere. And my family used to say, "Oh my God, can we just get there?" And I was, point A to point B, the easiest route, Mom. I'd say, yeah, but it has to be pretty. So maybe you need to ride, with someone else. So we have a beautiful start to our reading for today. The high vibe reading is all about what to really focus on for this week. And we're going to get a clearer message Then I see right here, although this one is a pretty clear message, and this is speaking to someone, and I heard this when I was channeling this. And it's about, we're going through a lot right now, but one of the things we do need to pay attention to is how we are honoring our boundaries. Boundaries was something that most of us didn't hear about growing up. If you the 80s, they didn't talk about that. And maybe some of you are, a little older on the channel. And that was just not a conversation we ever had. What is a boundary? I don't know. Between two states, between two cities, we didn't talk about them in terms of relationships. And when we don't have clear boundaries, one thing that does happen is we find ourselves really trying to figure out what to do. And we find ourselves in situations that we probably would never be in. And so boundaries are important, and they're very healthy to have, all right? Because the first card that's coming out today is Claim Your Boundaries. So I'm getting the message here that a lot of us are in the middle of up-leveling, I'm hearing. And a lot of what we're going through is about us really getting clear on who we are. We came out of Leo season feeling all wonderful and great and high and, really defining who we are. And we're now in Virgo season where we put that to action. And Virgos, I think, are probably one of the signs that are not always interpreted very well. Because people go, oh, they're perfectionists, oh, they're judgmental, oh, they're this, oh, they're that. And it's usually pretty rigid, and they don't take in some of the beauty of being in Virgo season. And Virgo season is all about getting clear about who are you? What do you value? What is important to you? Write those down and start journaling on them. And if you've never journaled before, just get a piece of paper and a pencil and write it out. I don't care if you're male or female. Just start thinking about that. Who are you? How do you wish to show up in the world? What is it that you are here to do? Because all of us are born with a purpose. And that purpose could be the best mother we can be. It could be to be the best business person we can be. It could be to be the best ditch digger that we can be. But what is your purpose? And define it. What is it that you need to look at in terms of shifting how you see your perspective? Maybe you need to, instead of, oh, they did me wrong, oh, they did that, oh, they hurt me, oh, maybe shift it to, I am strong, I am capable, I am worthy, I am valuable. And if others cannot see my value, perhaps I need to step back. Remember, some people come into our lives for a season, and some people come into our lives for a reason. And sometimes even close family can just be there for a season to teach you lessons. And part of that lesson could be having healthy boundaries. The next card that's coming out is nature. Now, we've talked about how when we go out in nature, we can get grounded. We can feel better. Our spirits can be lifted. Why? Because we are a part of Mother Earth, and Mother Earth is a living, breathing organism. And it can lift our spirits. And if we pay attention to our pets or other animals that show up in our lives, or butterflies, or hummingbirds, pay attention, because there's a message there. And you can always look it up online. Great thing we have Google, and technology is where it is today. But there's a message there. When a butterfly shows up in your life, all about transformation. How are you changing? How are you growing? Look at the color of that butterfly. What does that color mean? Different colors have different meanings to them. So look it up and see what it means for you, because it may be very different than what I can tell you it means. For me, the color orange is all about joy. And yesterday I kept seeing orange. Sorry about that. I kept seeing orange butterflies. Okay, I'll have to call you back, lady. Girl, why is this not turning on? Sorry about that. Um, get out in nature. And this says, go outside and breathe the fresh air. Nature is perfection, even with its imperfections. It is magical. So, sometimes you'll look at a leaf and like one side of the leaf will look different than the other leaves next to it. Well, that's maybe an imperfection to you, but it is perfection in nature. And it's showing that everyone and everything is not created the same. And you are unique and you are an individual and you have what it takes to go forward because you are special. It's like there are no two snowflakes that are the same. There are no two people that are the same. And it says a forest needs old trees and new trees. It is a perfect balance. Remember that. When you look at a forest the next time or you're in the forest, look around. Some trees are new, some trees are old. Look at that. Look at the balance that Mother Nature is showing us each and every day. And whenever we want confirmation of what's going on, we can just look to nature. Immerse yourself in the middle of it all. Know that you are perfectly placed just where you are. So I was, a couple of years ago, I've shared on the channel, in 2019, I drove across country with my pups, who are co-hosts, and we're going to have them on in next week. And we drove across country, took 10 days. I said I wouldn't do more than 400 miles a day, and I was coming from Brooklyn, New York. And so our first stop was Pittsburgh, and then we moseyed on across the country. And I think we stopped from Pittsburgh, I think we went to St. Louis. We stayed 2 days in St. Louis because one of the pups got sick. And then from there we went on. And I think the next stop was Tulsa, and then Albuquerque, and then Scottsdale, and then LA. And I thought I was going to end up somewhere around LA. And I didn't. I ended up north of LA, in what is called the Central Coast of California. So be open to where, and I kept saying, why am I here? This is so not where I thought I'd be. But I'm 8 minutes to the beach if I walk. If I go by car, a little bit longer because it's got to park. But I ended up in the perfect place that worked for me. It might not work for anyone else. And I was placed here for a reason. And I can feel that season is about to come to an end, and I'm okay with that. But I'm enjoying the ride. And enjoy yourself. Just enjoy where you are right now. The next card that's coming out is the Virgo card, the Hermit. And this is very much about time spent in peaceful meditation and meaningful solitude. So this is telling us, get outside. We're hearing, get outside, get into nature. You're right where you're supposed to be. But this is also saying, go inside. So you can meditate outside and really get some powerful, powerful messages. Not that you don't get them inside, but it seems to me like when I meditate outside, like I go to different places than I might when I'm inside. But I get even more powerful, powerful, powerful messages. And it says, shine your light as an example to others. Show up. Be there. Show others what is possible. Seek out or become a spiritual mentor. So even if you are just doing something very, very much like, okay, we have a lady here in our community who does a garden. And she just goes out and she gardens. She loves to garden. It's not her particular garden. She invites you to clip flowers or herbs or whatever is, flowers, whatever appeals to you. But she just maintains this garden. And it's a beautiful place to just go and sit and watch the bees come in and the flies and the hummingbirds and the other little small birds come along. And it's wonderful when you watch nature. If you just sat someplace for 10 minutes and time it and just watched how nature is flowing, it is so incredible what has been created for us to enjoy on this beautiful earth. Go to the beach. Watch the waves. No two waves are alike. Notice that. Notice that. Okay? Start to take really, start to get real focused around what is showing up in your world. Really get focused and really begin to enjoy what's showing up. Okay? So that's the Virgo card, and we're going to go on. Oh, it is also card number 9. And it's saying, call on Angel Raziel if you are really interested in going deeper. And Raziel is all about helping us with meditation and getting clearer on our guidance and our message. And when we're looking to figure out our own purpose. And, you know, you can talk to the angels as if you were talking to your best friend, because they are. But this Hermit card is about being within, going within, honoring yourself, honoring who you are. The next card that comes out is the 9 of Air. Now here we again have another number 9. The number 9 in numerology is all about an ending. So there are a lot of endings coming up. And if you're a Virgo, what is probably happening is you're reevaluating your last year. And you're looking at what occurred over the last year. So start to think about what did happen over the last year that was significant. What lessons did I learn? How do I wish to show up? And how do those lessons empower me to go forward? This is also saying call on Archangel Michael. Now there may be some energy cords that are going on that are really affecting you claiming your boundaries. So call on Michael to help you. And remember, we talked about this. Michael has a sword and Michael has a shield. Now you can go on my website if you'd like, www.carolynjwoodson.com, and it's down below. And there's a freebie on there that you can print out, and it's a ritual of cutting energetic cords. What are energetic cords? It's an energy vibration that we pick up from other people, other things that are around us. If we do not cut those cords, they will drain you. So if there are times when you're feeling drained, have you ever gone, let me give you an example. Have you ever gone around someone and you were so like really in a great mood before you got there, and then after you were with them for like 5 or 10, maybe 15 minutes, 30 minutes, you start to feel like, ooh. That's because their energy is not in sync with yours. So you can go on and you can do an energy clearing, which is, imagine, and I'm going to give you a brief explanation of it. Imagine yourself as a gingerbread cookie, and you just ask Michael to borrow the sword, and you take that sword and trace your whole body around, and then do the back and do the front. And you can start in any direction, and ask to be supported, ask to have those energy bonds disconnected from you. Now that doesn't mean that you're hurting the other person. It doesn't mean that the other person is going to disappear out of your life or anything like that. What it is protecting you. This is a form of self-care. So please start to practice more self-care in your life. Take care of your wonderful energy. Take care so that you can go ahead and have the energy to create what you came here to do. Okay? And allow yourself to be that. And you may need to go into solitude right now because the energies are so intense. I think we have 6 planets retrograde, and we're about to go into Mercury retrograde in a few weeks. So we're going to talk about that later. We're not going to talk about that now. Don't panic, because retrograde isn't a bad thing. But it's a time where you can review, a time where you can reassess, a time where you can come up with a new idea. Okay? The next card is the Queen of Earth. She is generous. She is practical. She is she's very, very nurturing. She has the ability to make anything more beautiful. And she takes a sensible approach to life. Who does that sound like? A Virgo. And she has a bunny rabbit next to her, which is all about abundance and prosperity. Now, when you start to claim your boundaries and you get real clear on who you are, and you start to look for a way to connect with yourself within, you are going to notice some things will fall away. Some relationships will fall away. Some situations will fall away. And what will start to happen is you'll start to see more abundance and prosperity show up in your life. But it will not show up until you release the things that are in the way of it showing up. So if you've been asking for the universe for something and it hasn't shown up yet, look around and see what is still in my field that doesn't feel good to me? What is still in my energy field that doesn't feel good to me? And start to look at, So for an example, I had a client who said, Carolyn, I'm trying to get a home. I'm trying to manifest this home for 2 years. My credit's great. I've been approved, reapproved, and approved and approved. I know the neighborhood, but every time I write there's a contract written, it falls apart. I don't understand what is going on. So I went into her energy, we looked, we also did an angel card reading. So we did a healing session and an angel card reading. But what came up and what kept coming up was that there was someone in her field who really wasn't on the same page with her. It was someone who was saying, oh, you want to live there? Oh, you want to buy that? Are you sure you can afford it? And if they weren't saying it to her, it was being said about her. She all of a sudden went, oh my God, I know who it is. Because the person had said to her at the beginning of her looking for this, as a single woman, are you sure you want to buy something by yourself? Don't you want to wait for the man to come along? And she said, Carolyn, I was so shocked that she said that, because this is someone who is also a single woman and owns her home. She said, I started to wonder, was she jealous of me? So we did an energy cord disconnect on a really deeper level, and she reported back a couple of weeks later that this friend came to her. We did some forgiveness work, and we did some other processes that work for her individually. And we released a whole lot of energy, and we released a whole lot of things that were going on. And as we did that, she said the friend came to her and just sat down and cried and admitted that for a long time she had been jealous of her and jealous of the way that she was moving in her life. And while they had similar circumstances and similar opportunities, this friend really was worried that when her friend stepped up and got to where her other friend thought she was, that she felt she was above her, that the friendship would no longer last. And that's not necessarily the case. So what you can do is start to wonder, what's going on in my world? Who around me is for me? Who around me is hampering me from having the blessing show up in my world? Okay? All right. And then last card that's coming up is release. So this is very much in sync with the beginning of our reading, which was claim your boundaries, get out in nature and get some answers. Really meditate, go inside and see what it is that is working and what is not, and acknowledge it. Now, not beat up on yourself. I want you right now to be gentle with yourself and to really, really, really look at what is going on. What fears are holding me back from stepping up? What fears are getting in the way of me being my full, authentic self? And remember, you can be this generous, beautiful, beautiful queen. Once you get clear about your boundaries, what is working for you, what needs to shift, okay? And this is saying, again, release what no longer works for you. If it ain't working, let it go. If it doesn't feel good, let it go. You know why? Because endings, the number 9, remember, the number 9 has shown up in this reading 3 times. The number 9 is all about endings. Because after 9 comes 10. And in numerology, when we take the 10 and add 1 and 0, we get 1. 1 is new beginnings. And that's what this is all about. This is all about releasing so you can have an amazing new beginning. And you never know what blessings are in store for you with this new beginning. Okay? So, come on back for another high vibe reading. Thank you for coming by today. I so have missed you guys, but I've had a lot going on in my life that a lot of loss has happened in the last few weeks, and I didn't feel I could come to the station fully. So I do appreciate your patience. I appreciate so much your support, and I really am sending each and every one of you all the good vibrations that one can hold. Take care and come on back for another message from Wisdom from the Angels.